I thought that while I showed you how I make this cute little spread in my book journal, we would talk about my books that I read in January, a little book recap, if you will. Couple of tidbits about the spread. So this is going to be my 2025 highlights section. Probably should have titled it 2025 recap, but this is where for each month I have this cute little foldable tag in here, and I will write down the books that I read for the month, the star rating I gave it, and the chili pepper. That's probably all the information I will put in there. While these tags do give me quite a bit of space to journal, I don't know that I'll be able to journal a ton. Maybe a couple little notes or something. The reason I want to do this page is because I want to be able to look back at what I read each month. I do have a section inside of here that is my 2025 reads. Probably not going to be able to see it that well because there's pencil marks on here and it's kind of bright, so it's hard to show up. But I do have a video showing you this page that I made. It's actually several pages in here. But this will showcase all of the books that I read for 2025. And I'll just print out the book cover and then do my star rating as a general overview for the whole year. And I wanted to break that down month by month, which is where this spread comes in that we're working on now. Now, for the tags, the foldable tags, I do have a technique video showing you exactly how I made these already on my channel. I will have that link down below so you can check that out. I think these tags are really fun. I use them in memory keeping, use them in my book journal, all sorts of different things. But stay tuned because in this journal, the next thing we're going to do is my January book of the month spread. So the book of the month, which I will tell you what that is here in a moment, I will do a one-page spread dedicated to that book. Unfortunately, the book was not what I thought it was going to be. A little bummed about that. So stay tuned for all of that to come. Now, I do have my phone with me, and on my phone I have a note, and this is where I keep track of the books that I read. So I have the title, the date that I start them, the date that I finish them, how many stars I give them, my chili pepper ratings, and then I write down if I read it on Kindle or a physical book or if I listened to it on Audible. And then I do take a few little notes because Lord knows I'm never going to be able to remember all of the information about these books. Most of the time I can't even remember who the characters are in the books. So got to have some notes to keep track of that. All right, for January, this month sucked. This month was not what I anticipated it to be, and I'm still bummed about that. The first book that I finished in January would have been book 2 of the Kindreds Curse. This would have been Glow of the Everflame. I gave this book 2 stars and half a chili pepper. This book was definitely overhyped. Book 1 was definitely overhyped, and I'm in book 3 listening to it now, and I can also tell you it is overhyped. This has been the longest slow burn. Like, I'm in book 3 and the burn hasn't burned. I don't even know what that means, but it hasn't, and I'm a little bummed about it. I'm also bummed that the female main character has not mastered any of her abilities. Like, exactly 0, and we're in the final book. I guess I just wanted her to be stronger and to step into the situation that she's in a little bit more. But one thing I do appreciate is Luther. There's this scene in there where nobody knows it until a little while later, but I'm not going to give you spoilers, but he gets hurt. He doesn't tell anybody. And part of me appreciates that in a man. Yeah, he's not a real man, but I appreciate that in a man. Like, don't be a crybaby, you know? So I appreciate Luther. I really like him, but this book is just, it's taken a minute to get through. Like I said, I'm listening to book 3 now, and I don't want to listen to book 3. I am going to finish it, though. I think I have like 17 hours left. I'll get through it. The second book that I read for the month of January would have been book 4 in Zodiac Academy, which was Shadow Princess. This was actually my highest rating book of January, and it ended up being my book of the month for January, which is crazy because I thought this little brat was going to be my book of the month. Nope, it's not. I can't believe it either. My mind is blown. We'll talk about that little brat in just a second. But Zodiac Academy, I gave this 4 stars, 1 chili pepper. I'm reading this series on Kindle. One thing that I've learned about myself is that I do not want to start a series in 1 year and have to finish it the next year. That's really, really, really frustrating me. Now, I did start Zodiac Academy, gosh, back in like October. I've just been slowly reading this. Book 1, if you go to read the series, don't base it all off of book 1. Book 1 and 2 took me a hot minute to get through. Book 4 by far has been my favorite that I've read. So it gets better as you go, but don't base it all off of book 1. Also, learn from my mistake. Don't start a series in 1 year and have to finish it in the next. I'm going to try to keep that in mind for 2025. Don't know if I'll actually stick to that, but yes. The notes that I took on Zodiac Academy, I don't want to tell them to you because it is absolutely spoilers. This book was just really good and I really liked it and I enjoyed it. And I did get through it fairly quickly. Like I said, the next book, which I haven't finished yet, it's February the 1st. Still trudging through it, is book 3 of the Kindreds Curse. There are tons of other series I would tell you to start before you do this one. Now, I did reread Fourth Wing and Everflame in preparation for Onyx Storm. And I just want you to know, if you did not reread those and you're confused by Onyx Storm, don't feel bad because I reread them and I'm confused. Like, we were left on a big cliffhanger, which is not necessarily a bad thing. I like cliffhangers. They make you want to read the next book. It sucks whenever it's not a finished series. Left us on a cliffhanger. I have a ton of questions. Like, there's just so much about it. I had high hopes and high expectations for this book, both of which were not met. And that makes me super bummed. So I reread Fourth Wing, which I love. I give Fourth Wing a 5-star, and I gave it 1 chili pepper. Everflame, I also gave that 5 stars, and I gave it 2 chili peppers. I should have compared, because I originally read both of those books in 2024. I should have compared those. Like, I know my star rating was the same, but I'm curious about the chili peppers. So anyways, loved the first 2 books. Did Onyx Storm. My first sentence on my note says, a little confused about this book. The ending was awful. What a cliffhanger. I can't really tell you the rest because I don't want to give spoilers and ruin it for somebody. But for Onyx Storm, I gave it 3 stars and 1 chili pepper. It took me 8 days to get through that book. 8 days. I read the first 2 within like a week and a half in preparation for Onyx Storm. And it took me 8 days to get through that book. I was just really, really bummed about it. Another book too, before I forget, I started this on January 29th, so I haven't finished it yet, but it is the Souls Trilogy, and it's Her Soul to Take. I'm in chapter 10, and like, things have already happened, and just, wow. This book, I can tell you, is going to be a wild ride. Definitely going to be a wild ride. I'm actually reading it on Kindle. I'm not reading the physical book. But this one, I have a feeling this one's going to scare the shit out of me, to be real honest with you. Both for the chili peppers that are probably going to happen in this book, but then also the plot of the book is probably going to terrify me. I'm not big on, like, scary books. So, we'll see. If this gets a little too scary, I may have to DNF it. Because I'm a chicken. Primarily because I have anxiety at night and I don't need a book to, make my anxiety worse because it's bad enough as it is. So, started on that book. Haven't finished it yet. I am reading that one on Kindle, like I said. So, like I said, book of the month is going to be Zodiac Academy, which was a big bummer. Thought it was going to be Onyx Storm. And what sucks is, like, I thought... I in my head, laying at night, I was already... Before the book come out, I was planning in my journal how I was going to do the lightning and the shadows and incorporate the dragons and stuff to represent this book. And now I'm not going to do that. And that still bums me out. But it's okay because Zodiac Academy, it'll be fun to create a spread with that, right? Like, I'll get to do the zodiac signs and a few other things, some fun different elements. So stay tuned. We'll put that inside of the journal. But like I said, book of the month ends up being Zodiac Academy Book 4, Shadow Princess. Now, one thing I want to know from you guys. Last year, like, I have a TBR list. We all do. Mine right now, I ended up taking time and putting them all on Goodreads because I had them wrote down in a journal, and I ended up putting them all in Goodreads. I have 120 books on my TBR list. And last year, I did not read a fraction of the things that I wanted to because I didn't have a plan. I was just randomly reading stuff, spur of the moment, didn't really think about it. So for this year, I created a note on my phone, and it's TBR 2025 monthly. That's not focusing. And what my plan is to each month plan what books I want to read, what series I need to either finish or start or whatever the case may be. And what I would like to know from you guys is, would you like a little video telling you each month? Maybe we'll do it a little bit different than this one, but we can do maybe even a recap plus my TBR for the upcoming month. Or would you like to see separate videos? Do you like this format where I'm showing you my journal and then I'm also talking to you throughout it? Just let me know what you guys want to see. If you follow me, you know that my channel was built on planner stuff and somewhat crafting, but mostly planners. I don't really do the planner stuff anymore. I can't do the planner stuff anymore really because of my job. That would be a HIPAA violation, so I don't show you guys my planner. But I am into books, and I love books, and I'm into crafting and doing my memory keeping and my journal stuff. So let me know what you guys want to see from me. I want to start building this channel based off of books because this is going to be so much fun. So I am going to go ahead and tell you what my February 2025 TBR is as of right now. It's to finish the Kindred's Curse. I'll get through it. Finish the Souls trilogy, which was her soul to take. And I think was it 2 books or 3 books? It might not be a trilogy. I actually don't remember. So finish that series. I don't know if I will work on Zodiac Academy for the month of February. I wrote it down here, but we'll kind of see. I do want to read all Rhodes lead here, though. That seems like fun. I've heard some really good things about it. I also am going to read the Charlie Method, which is the Campus Diaries book 3. I already read the Graham Effect and the Dixon Rule. The Charlie Method comes out February 25th. And this is why I wanted to create this too. There was a lot of books that come out last year on specific dates, and I had no clue, and I never read them. I know that there was a book that came out in November that it was a part of a series, and I never read it. But anyways, I want to keep better track of this. So reading the Charlie Method, and then I also want to read Funny Story. I've read, what book did I read? Hold please. Where are you at, sis? Oh, Beach Read. Here it is. So, this is not a part of 2025 or anything, but I did read Beach Read by Emily Henry, and I really, really love this. So, I'm hoping that Funny Story is going to be just as good. I don't have any other Emily Henry books. At least I don't think I do. So that's going to be my February TBR. So what I want to read in February. And it'll be interesting to see what I want to read versus what happens. I'm hoping they line up together, but we'll see how that goes. So that was my January recap, my February TBR, and the journal spread. If you have questions about it, let me know. If there's anything you want to see, let me know. And please, please, please tell me what you would like to see on this channel as far as book content. If it's just my journal, which is fine, or if you want me to talk to you guys and walk you through all the things, just let me know. I have no idea how to say bye on these things. Like, I just get so awkward. Bye. I'm done.